Welcome back to another video. So I started out doing some figure drawing in this one. I thought it was about time I got back to it because I was seeing some issues in my sketches again, so it's always back to figure drawing or studying a specific anatomy point or whatever that I'm noticing I'm having issues with. Otherwise, it doesn't get better, so yeah, I figured I'd do that, but I was struggling and I think I just didn't want to find anything. Also, I was on Pinterest trying to find figures, and for some reason my feed had hardly any people on it, which is weird. So I was having to dig through. I had to cut out all the long pauses, so it was very frustrating. But anyway, recently I had a comment about someone asking if I was going to do any sort of anatomy tutorial, and I just don't think I'm quite there yet. Maybe a few years ago, I would have felt a bit more comfortable starting to do something like that because I would have, one, had the time to do more research and get into like a deep sort of practice with the anatomy that I was going to try to show people, which I still don't think that I'm the best person for that. But yeah, I just wanted to mention it in this video just to kind of say that there are better people out there for that have devoted their lives to the study of anatomy, like Steve Houston or Huston. I can't remember how to say his last name, very sorry, but he's a wonderful artist and he's very much into art, philosophy, and history and things like that. Michael Hampton, of course, and Michael Matesi, or Matesi, again, I don't know, is really good with teaching you how to really push gesture even with anatomy, so I feel like a lot of those people are great, and if you want to just like watch people draw who have really nice anatomy skills, then Cosmic Spectrum and Ahmed Al-Duri are wonderful. So, yeah. Just put that out there. My throat is so dry today. I had to go to town, which for me is basically a full day of being gone, and it was really dry and hot there. And mess with my allergies even more, so gonna have a little bit of that. So I only do a little bit more. I feel like in this one you can feel how half-hearted I was. I was getting over it. I was tired of looking for poses and finding the bare minimum. So I think I do one more, and then I just start scribbling. I switch colors so you'll know. I switch to blue, I think. So, yeah. But anyway, like I said, I had to go to town yesterday, and I found a huge pack of these Bic multi-pens. I'm a huge pen hoarder, and I mean, I use the pens that I hoard, but I have so many, and I mean, they'll be cheap pens too. I'll just get the pens from hotel rooms or the specialty pens places or whatever. But yeah, I got those. I had actually seen them a time before when I'd gone, and I didn't want to leave them behind. They also have a huge set of the mild liners, and man, I really considered it because they were like 14 bucks or something. It was a huge set. But maybe if I go next time, I will bring some cash and get those. I already have so many of them though. Like, I'm just horrible. I do use them quite often. I use them a lot in my sketchbook. But yeah. So I just wanted to draw a girl sitting. I really like the way the thighs look from the front whenever you draw women sitting because of how it like smooshes. I really, really like the shape that it makes. That's pretty much the whole reason I drew her. And I can imagine she's quite petite because just the body type that I gave her makes me think that. So I made her a little creature. Pretty simple, really. I was just scribbling. Again, these are not great. I didn't do enough figure drawing, but I was over it. I was very much over it. If I can find things quickly, it's not a big deal and I can go through it for quite a while, but Yeah, that was frustrating me. You can tell that I just slowly take an idea as I'm going. Something reminds me of something else, and then I turn it into something I never expected. So each of these characters kind of just becomes their own thing based off of their body type and whatever pose I've given them. And I could go further, but I keep it pretty simple. My sketch is always really simple. And then I wanted to draw a cute, muscly, kind of chubby-ish. I don't really know if I'd count her as chubby, but what I just mean is I used rounder shapes to be real. And so I just wanted to draw someone like that. I think I made her shoulder a little bit wide, but I don't mind because it really adds to that like soft boxiness that I gave her. So, plus I think she's adorable. I honestly think all of them are adorable. And then I wanted to fix up her hair a little bit, so it looks like she just kind of like swept it all to the side. And then this one, I I really like drawing back views. It was something I struggled with for a really long time, specifically because of the anatomy. And over time, I pushed myself to draw them more, and I still make mistakes. I mean, I can see quite a few right now, and I know some of them I adjust and some of them I do not. But point being, I really pushed myself to continue to draw them. Like, I used to never be able to draw the feet tucked under, and I remember there was actually a magazine or something when I was younger that had this man sitting in a specific pose, one leg up and then the other one was down, and so his foot ended up going through the arch that the other leg made. And because of that, the foot ended up in a very specific perspective, and I thought, oh, that looks impossible. So, of course, I wanted to draw it. And I actually practiced that quite a few times until I was happy with it because I was very stubborn. And ever since then, even if I struggle with it, I can find a way to draw a foot in that, like, flattened perspective. I just feel like if you're stubborn, you'll you'll find a way. I don't know where the weird hairstyle came from. It just was something that popped into my head, and then I gave her some underwear with clouds on it. And I was actually gonna stick a really big, like, ceremonial bowl or something in front of her, but I did not because then I had another idea and I wanted to draw someone with multiple arms, which is something that I like doing anyways. If you reach really far back into my art, you're going to see a bunch of that. A bunch of multi-armed people or people with a lot of eyes. So, yep, I can actually remember I drew something. I drew a, was it a snake woman or like a centipede woman? I can't remember, but she was in this like really broken down chamber. It had broken pillars and stuff. I make it sound really cool. This was very old and it looked terrible. But yeah, I gave her multiple arms and I remember I really enjoyed that picture. His arms are a little bit off. The lower ones, like where the shoulders are. I should have mapped that out a little bit better, but once again with the it's just a sketch. It's not something I was going to take to finish. At least not right now. Sometimes I take things like this, well, the idea of it, I don't like just redrawing the same thing most of the time because it's occasionally annoying, but unless I'm really into it. But yeah, I could take something like this and stick it in a sketchbook or whatever if I wanted to and try to work out the kinks or get a better pose. Like, I could actually draw him doing some sort of interesting pose. Some of those pauses are me looking for things. I thought I edited them out, but occasionally I miss them. Or restarting whatever sounding. for my Japanese. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. So, I think we draw... Is this the last thing we draw? I feel like we draw one more thing, but I don't know. I actually wanted to do like a glowing mask, but the way I went about this, I actually lost what I was thinking about halfway through because my mind wandered somewhere else, which is constant for me. So it doesn't turn out the way I wanted, and I'd like to re-remember what I was thinking about at the time because it was really interesting. It was painted, it was dark, and the only thing you were really seeing was the glow off of this mask thing. It's not really a mask, kind of like a homunculus robotic thing. So it's his face, but anyway, it's glowing through the cracks and things. Okay, we do draw one more. I lost part of the footage for this. I don't know why, but it only showed the footage as black, and it did not have me sketching him. So I lost a couple parts of this, and I don't know what happened. I still haven't been able to figure it out. But yeah, we just draw this guy, and I don't even get that far into it because I was busy and I needed to go do something else and spend more time on something else. Unfortunately, not the comic, and I still need to finish that sticker. I have a lot of things I need to do that I'm not doing, pretty much like going to work and barely getting through doing a couple things a day before it's time to go to bed. Pretty sad. But I had a lot going on this week. It's not, obviously not finished. It's just getting started and I still have tons to do, and then I have to mow again the beginning of next week, which is... ugh. I feel like I'm just barely recovering and then I have to do it again. Anyway, those are the finished pictures. I'm sorry there wasn't more, but I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you thought. Have a good day or night, and bye!